Video after quite a lot of messages that I've seen and read. I started typing it, and it's much easier to explain in my own voice. So the message says, I say it's up to you what you believe, but I'm putting myself out there to send a message. So yes, I do put myself out there because that's what I do. I'm a reverend now. I wasn't a reverend when I first met you and your mum, and when I looked at Jehovah's Witnesses, and I still believe deeply that Jehovah's Witnesses are incredible people, and I just didn't agree with the way that many things happened. I agreed with the way many things did happen, but there were many things I didn't agree with. So I recognised that there was a whole lot of truth in what I seen in the Bible, and how people perceive what they read in the Bible made a difference to me. And when I tried to discuss this, they seemed to, the people that I discussed it with, which were also Jehovah's Witnesses, I was just looking into Jehovah's Witnesses at the time, they didn't argue with me. They didn't say that it was wrong. They had no other answers. And I have never been the person that listens and believes what's told to me. I have always questioned what is shared with me and then gone on to explore what I see and read and hear. So when I took the Bible and I was looking at the New King James Version, I was looking at the version shared by the Jehovah's Witnesses, I was looking at, especially now, I look at the Bible in Aramaic terms, the way that things was written before it was translated into what we see today. And I believe that every single one of us are unique individuals. We've all had so many experiences in our lives that lead us to this moment. So many experiences. So we love, we lose things in our lives, we lose people and places, we move, we experience incredible events that can be highly traumatic or just so full of love, and everything makes a difference. Everything affects how we see the world from that moment on. So I find that the thing that I believe up to now, subject to change, because I find that my beliefs change. So I started off, considering things, finding some truth in the Bible, not sure, I was looking for more answers, and I found truth in the Quran as I was looking at that, and I found truth in indigenous cultures, their belief systems, and I found so much truth in like Buddhism and the Bhagavad Gita. And as I've gone through looking at different belief systems, even Hinduism, that it's like life is like a box of chocolates. When it comes to religion, you can find things that resonate in everything, and you you can choose whether to keep a hold of it or not. You know in your heart whether it's something that you want to live your life by. And when you live in your life, the intention is, with Christians, you want to be Christ-like, you know. And when you are, if you're following Buddhism, you want to try and be like Siddhartha. You want to try and be like the Buddha. Well, one thing I've realised is I get a whole lot of joy and understanding when I recognise that I am a little bit of everyone and everything. It's hard to explain, because if I had heard me say that years ago, I would think that I was crazy. Now, because I studied, and I studied hard, and I went right at it, and I had a lot of learning to do and a lot of things to practice and a lot of things to explore. And believe me, I would not be following anything that didn't align with my core values, that didn't align with what I feel is right and what I want to see in the world. So I want to see world peace. I want to see no racism. I want to see no sexism. I've always agreed in love being souls, not roles. I've always agreed that love is it's unconditional love between two souls, and gender has never been a thing for me. It's always down to the love between two souls. And I don't like discrimination. It's never sat well with me. Bullying never sat well with me. And anything like that is something that I don't feel aligns with my path, as in my path to me, a better self. And as I study different things, I recognise that Jesus was an incredibly proactive meditator, and meditating's really cool. Like, meditation gives me space, meditation helps me breathe, meditation helps me find my own answers. Meditation teaches me that we are all interdependent beings, and I cannot be separate from anyone. It brings to me so many gifts that I'd never. It understands more than anything my human mind could comprehend, because it just is like Jesus. He didn't restrict himself to only hanging out with Jews, because and he was brought up a Jew, and as a Jew he didn't believe in separateness. Jesus believed in having communication with the awareness, the Father, the Creator, but Jesus didn't agree with staying separate from those that needed help. Jesus helped, he served, he was this incredible figure that understood. You know, when someone gave a penny and everyone was like, she only gave a penny, but Jesus knew that was all she had to give. So he stood up for people that people don't often dare stand up for. And I am living in a way that feels right. I'm at peace. And you know, I know you'd said it's kind of the mystic way, and it is possible, you know, that as you call it, mystic, you know, I believe mysticism is where we see like Christ. So that's such an honour to be classed as, don't need, there's no power that's any stronger, so it doesn't need anything else because it just is so completely powerful. The creator, the creation, how we're built, like this way of life, these understandings, these learnings have taught me so much. They've joined together the dots that normal church did not, you know. And although things might not make sense to many people, when you recognize the quantum science, quantum theory about how cells work and about space and time, you recognize that that's how Jesus managed to create miracles, because he just knew that complete power of being, and he knew the power he held within ourselves as all humans. He knew that he was just the same as every one of us. So for me, I don't call myself a Christian. I do have the intention to be Christ-like and Buddha-like, and I'm loving all beings, and I'm still studying my faith. I have incredible faith that holds me, and I can read now many religious texts, and I can see so much in there and so many answers to so many questions. I'm no longer confused. I'm no longer lost. I don't want to be saved because I am saved. I sit here today sovereign. So I am in control of my mind, of my body, of my mental health, of my physical well-being. I'm in control of my life. And it's all because of my relationship with the divine. It's something that I'm incredibly grateful for. And there isn't a day that goes by that I don't say, I am just so grateful that I get to live this life, that I get to show up and help people. I get to be free from the traumas that I have lived through, that I can love like so much, I love so much. It's absolutely incredible. I have never been able to love like this before because I was so scared. I was so full of fear and hate and trying to protect myself because I didn't want to be abused. I didn't want to be taken advantage of. I didn't want to be raped again. I didn't want to lose the everything that I had over and over. I was sick of that game. And I now can look at every one of my abusers with love in my heart and understanding that I feel really sorry for them. Really sorry for them, for their suffering. And I feel really sorry that they're not at the stage of awareness where they can love, where the heart is so closed because they're in fear. But when you love like this, and you can be in total love, and you can be with the love, and you can be with the sadness, and you can be with the hope and the joy and the pain and the suffering all in one big huge hit. And it's unreal. It's fabulous. It's like, and you just keep allowing it space to be there. So I'm now a reverend, and I now help people look at things, you know. What Deg was saying about pointing at, or a quote written by Rumi, and the saying about when you point at the moon, some people don't see the moon. They're too busy looking at the finger to see what's behind the finger, to see what's up there, to see what's going on in the universe. And in life, we can only see as far as our awareness, as far as our curiosity allows us to see. It's not about being woke or enlightened or any shite like that. It's about being able to hold your space and your place with love and loving one another and living by example and showing up in the world saying, guess what? I have overcome. So because of my relationship with the divine, and you too can have such an incredible relationship with the divine within yourself through the understanding of quantum physics or quantum theory, through looking at all the different belief systems and being curious, like that curiosity of a child, and asking why and finding what resonates, what feels right for you. And when you do that, which means I wish all who are watching this to recognize they are enough, that we all hold this incredible power within us to come home to ourselves, and we all have our own unique way of doing it. And when we come home to ourselves, we find out what's true for us. And that's often very true for other people too. But it's as it resonates. It's as it feels right inside. Our inner GPS, it knows the way. It knows the way. It never does you wrong. Our intuition is this natural gift, this divine gift, this incredible thing that just leads you home to yourself. So I hope you kind of understand now where I'm at today in comparison before I'd had the stroke, before the cancer, before all the other things that have happened to me since then, you know. And just please understand that I love you so much. I love your mum so much. Nana Irene, I am so grateful for everything that you've ever done. All the sandwiches, all the explaining the Bible, all the cups of tea, all the just being together and being present and offering presents for me, as in just being there when I had no one. She was there for me, and we would read the Bible and we would talk about God, and I still agree. It's just my understanding is now deeper, much deeper than it ever was. And I don't see anyone as separate now. So I'm sending you lots of love. If you've got any questions, please send it across, like, or we can do a video chat or something, because yeah, or come on over and look at my page. I know it's hard to understand when you saw someone a different way, and I was suffering incredible trauma back then. I was having CPTSD, I'd not long been raped, and yeah, I'm here for you. Love to you all, love to Jimmy.